Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Whitaker, I would like to discuss the resiliency of our aviation system, from melting runways in London last year to rising sea levels, threatening coastal airports, to increased turbulence on flights. Climate change is significantly impacting our aviation system. Mr. Whitaker, do you agree that climate change poses new challenges for airlines, airports, and the FAA?
I do, Senator. I think we saw that last week with New York and LaGuardia runways being flooded, and each airport has its own issues, but I think sometimes it's just a question of improving drainage, but I think we need to look at that resiliency.
Do you agree that all parties in the aviation system need to invest in more resiliency? LaGuardia is a good example. New York City is a good example.
And I think the airlines are investing in sustainable fuel. I think that's part of that equation.
So that's why I've fought hard for two of my bills to address this issue. The first is the Airport Infrastructure Resiliency Act, which Senator Sullivan and I filed as an amendment to the FAA reauthorization bill, which would create a new grant program to improve airport resiliency. Senators Fisher, Welch, Capito, and I have also introduced the Airline Operational Resiliency Act, which requires the Government Accountability Office to investigate airlines' plans for extreme weather events. We need to harden our aviation system against extreme weather events and natural disasters. There is no time to lose. I want to turn to another issue related to airport resiliency, airport service workers. These individuals are the unsung heroes of our aviation system, but they are often overworked and underpaid. Our airports would not function if these essential workers, like baggage handlers, wheelchair attendants, and ramp agents, did not do their jobs. Mr. Whitaker, do you agree that airport service workers are critical to the operation and reliability of our aviation system?
I certainly agree that they are critical to that system.
Yeah, I agree. And that's why with Senator Schumer, I have been fighting to include my Good Jobs for Good Airports Act in the FAA reauthorization bill. The bill would help to ensure that airport service workers are paid a living wage and benefits. It's time that we repay the benefits that these workers deserve. We could see it during the pandemic where they had to go to work. They had to take the risks which others did not have to take. It is absolutely imperative that we have a fairer distribution of the incredible benefits that are flowing to airports increasingly in terms of how it's shared. And that is not happening. And Senator Schumer and Chair Cantwell and I are committed to continuing to work in order to ensure that we can include that in the FAA reauthorization. And I would like to finally turn to aviation safety. Over the past year, we've seen a scary number of near misses between aircraft. In fact, in one instance, two planes actually struck each other at Boston's Logan Airport in my home state. Fortunately, the two planes were barely moving when their wings clipped each other and no one was injured. But it was yet another reminder about the risk of air travel. So, and I know other members have asked you about it, but I would like you once again just to expand on the prioritization of safety that you will bring to the FAA.
Thank you, Senator. Clearly, safety is the #1 priority. These near misses, these incursions, they come in a number of categories. And I think what we need to do is really drive the most serious ones down to a level of 0. That's not been the case before, but that needs to be our target.
Yeah, when I was a boy, my Aunt Mary would travel around the world and would go to Logan Airport. And my brothers and I would be taken by her over to a machine where she would buy an insurance policy on her life.
I remember those
fly
machines.
out of Logan Airport and then hand us the insurance policy on her life, which, of course, as we were kissing her goodbye, left us with mixed emotions about what is about to happen to our Aunt Mary. And we've come a long way from that.
Yes, we
at
have.
the airport. But still, there are families that justifiably are concerned about their safety, given the incidents now in airport after airport across the country. Thank you for your good work. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Seeing none of my colleagues on the other side are on the screen, we'll go back to keep on this side. Senator Baldwin.